Tonight you're going to be hearing 5 true stories of completely innocent people who were murdered by the Mexican cartel. None of them were criminals, none of them were in the game. They were teachers, children, mothers, community leaders, people just trying to live their lives. But somehow they crossed paths with the wrong people. And when the cartel decided their time was up, the way they were taken, the way they were killed will stay with you. Each story is darker, each death more brutal than the last. And by the time we reach the 5th one, you'll understand why it's a one that I can't get out of my head. So, let's start with today's video, brah.
Irma Hernández Cruz. Manejo el taxi 554.
On July 18, 2025, 62-year-old Irma Hernández Cruz began her shift behind the wheel of taxi 554. She followed her usual route, starting near the Mercado Municipal and circling through the streets of Álamo Tempache, Veracruz. Irma wasn't just any taxi driver. She was a retired elementary school teacher who has spent more than 30 years educating children in rural communities. Many of her students came from poor families, and she was known to buy them notebooks and pencils with her own money. Even after retiring, she stayed active, helping her church, running errands for neighbors, and driving her taxi to support her grown children and grandchildren. That morning, she parked in her usual spot outside the market. Around noon, according to multiple witnesses, a white SUV and a motorcycle pulled up. Armed men wearing black tactical vests stepped out. One blocked her door, another janked it open. She was forced into the SUV while her taxi was left running at the curb. She vanished without a trace. 6 days later, a video began circulating on Facebook. Irma on her knees in the dirt, her hands cuffed tight in front of her, her face pale, her hair loose and messy. Around her, nearly a dozen masked men, their assault rifles aimed and ready. She reads a scripted warning to other taxi drivers. Taxi drivers, pay your fee. With the Veracruz Mafia, you don't play around or you'll end up like me. Her voice cracks mid-sentence. Authorities later confirmed she had no links to organized crime. Investigators believe her only crime was refusing to pay the extortion fees demanded by a group calling itself Mafia Veracruzana. On July 24th, police found her body at a rural ranch about 40 kilometers away. The Veracruz State Prosecutor's Office reported she likely died of a heart attack caused by the extreme torture and stress her captors inflicted on her. She was beaten so badly, her body couldn't take it.
En Sonora, la Fiscalía de Justicia confirmó que 4 mujeres asesinadas en Hermosillo son la madre y sus 3 hijas.
On July 4th, 2025, along a stretch of Highway 100 in Hermosillo, Sonora, police discovered the body of a 29-year-old woman. She had been executed with a single gunshot to the head. Her 3 young daughters, 11-year-old twin sisters, and their 9-year-old sister were missing. The next morning, an anonymous tip came in to Buscadora por la Paz, a volunteer search group in Sonora. The voice on the line gave no name, just directions. Following the tip, searchers returned to the same stretch of highway. Under the twisted shade of a mesquite tree, they saw them. The sisters lay side by side in the dirt, one twin's arm draped over the youngest as if shielding her. But both shields and prayers had failed. 2 were executed at point-blank range. The youngest also showed signs of severe violence, though authorities have not publicly confirmed the exact cause of her death. Reports claim the children's mother once lived with a man linked to Los Matasalas, although this is not confirmed by the authorities. Guys, whether or not she remains connected, the nature of the crime, killing children and leaving the bodies exposed, bears the hallmarks of cartel intimidation tactics, sending a brutal message that blood ties to the enemy offer no protection. Now, let's move on to the next story.
¿Tu nombre?
Rosa Galindo Araiza,
¿De dónde eres originaria?
del Rosario, Sinaloa,
¿Por qué estás aquí?
porque mi hermana me utilizó para llevarle mandado.
¿A dónde le llevabas el mandado?
Capitán,
¿Cuántas veces lo hiciste?
2 veces,
¿Cuánto te pagaron?
nada.
On December 26, 2024, a disturbing video appeared on Facebook and Telegram. In it, 37-year-old Rosa Isabel Galindo stands blindfolded wearing a white cowboy hat with the letters MF written in black. And I know what you're thinking, MF is not motherfucker. According to cartel tracking journalists, the MF likely referred to Mayito Flaco, the son of Sinaloa cartel boss Ismael El Mayo Zambada. Her captures were allegedly members of Los Chapitos, the faction led by El Chapo's son, rivals within the same cartel. In the video, Rosa says she had twice given food to members of La Maíza, a group aligned with El Mayo Zambada. She wasn't paid, she wasn't part of the cartel. Guys, she was just trying to do the right thing. But in the world of the cartel, kindness toward a rival is treated as treason. Social media posts from locals claim she was kidnapped on her birthday. That morning, armed men reportedly pulled her from the street, took her to a safe house, and forced her in front of a camera to confess. The next day, her body was found on a dirt road outside Rosario, Sinaloa, with a single gunshot wound to the head. She left behind 3 children. Alejandro Arcos grew up in Guerrero, a state with one of the highest homicide rates in Mexico. His childhood was marked by poverty, his father a laborer, his mother selling food on the streets. Instead of joining the cartels like many boys his age, Alejandro studied political science and dreamed of transforming Chilpancingo, Guerrero's capital. By 2024, the city was plagued by groups accused of extortion, drug trafficking, and assassinations. Politicians were either bought or killed. When Alejandro ran for mayor, criminal groups allegedly approached him with bribes and promises of protection if he allowed them to operate freely. Alejandro refused. On October 1st, 2024, he took office, pledging to fight corruption and rebuild public safety. Days later, he was out delivering aid to families affected by severe storms. On October 6th, witnesses say 2 pickup trucks blocked his convoy. Armed men forced them into one of the vehicles and sped away. That night, his family received threats to stay silent. The next day, his decapitated head was found atop a car in downtown Chilpancingo. His body has never been recovered. He served as a mayor for just 6 days. Now let's move on to the final story. On the Sunday night in León, Guanajuato, armed men stormed into a small single-story home. They were looking for a male relative believed by authorities to have ties to the Cartel de Santa Rosa de Lima. Inside, they found only his family, 4 women, 2 children. The youngest was 8 months old. The other was 2 years old. Security cameras from a neighbor's house captured the moment the men entered, weapons raised, shouting commands. You can hear a woman pleading, children crying, and then the sound of gunfire. The attack lasted less than 2 minutes. When it was over, the men left without taking anything. Guys, which story messed you up the most? For me personally, it has to be the last story and the story about the 3 little girls who were executed. Both just stuck to me, honestly. But trust me guys, if you thought this video was dark, my next video is even darker. So if you guys want to see my next video and you're excited for it, then like and subscribe. Brat!